guys know it was a tough loss. Aidan, one of the common themes was the quarterback throwing being able to pick up a lot of yardage. I know he didn't run up the middle much, so it wasn't really going your way, but was there any common theme with all the green grass we had? So it had a lot of open territory to run.
Yeah, no, I think, as the defensive lineman and the pride in the run game, I take that upon myself. We, as a defense, us especially up front on that front seven, we take that upon ourselves. It is our job to stop the rush game, and we didn't do a great job of that tonight. We need to do better. We need to go, when we go home, we need to watch that film. We need to critique ourselves. We got to be hard on ourselves and get that fixed and, get those issues all sorted out. So then we have the next opponent next week, a big opponent. We got to fix all the problems and get it all fixed and get us prepared.
Jacob, this is a game of big stops and starts. I mean, you started slow, they got up right away. You guys put your foot on the gas and really came back nicely in the end of the first half, and then it seemed like in the second half it was a real roll again until you guys got rolling. What was going on there? Was it maybe getting tired from the trip back east, lack of concentration, just the way the game flow went?
We just keep shooting ourselves in the foot, honestly. As an offense, when we get a good drive going, and then the very next play it's, a penalty or a sack or a drop ball, we got to be more mature as an offense and be able to finish games. Like we had this game, we had the chance to come out in the second half and really put these guys in the dirt, and we couldn't do it. And as a leader of this team, that really hurts me, and I got to do better to be able to get this team right and be able to have us finish games.
Obviously, losses are painful, especially overtime losses, but does the fact that you guys kept fighting, tied the game, gave yourself a chance to win it, went up in the overtime, give you a little bit of extra belief that you can turn things around and beat a good Virginia team next week?
I definitely think so. I think when you look at us, making that stop, or when they missed the field goal and defense came up with a stop and we were able to get back on offense and go out there and freaking drive down the field the way we did, I think it shows that we have a lot of potential as an offense. And I feel like I say that a lot, and I keep saying that, and it's going to unleash at some point. We just got to stop self-inflicting wounds. We can't keep, those penalties and everything like that. We can't keep doing that to ourselves. And so, but it does show our fight and grit, and that we have a lot of potential, and that we could be a really good offense and a really good team.
Any final questions from the room before we go to Zoom?
All right, Thomas, go ahead.
Aidan, can you, from your perspective, kind of just walk us through some of the communication dilemmas along the front line, especially from you to your edge rushers, and just trying to contain the run and eventually what happened tonight?
Yeah, no, I think as a front we need to do better, stopping the run, but also stopping the QB run. When QB gets the ball and is added in, that's plus one, and we need to add one, and one guy needs to beat a block, and one guy has to take that extra step to make the play, and we didn't do that enough times tonight, and I think that's something that it is something we emphasize in the week, but we need to do better, and it's something that we're going to go back and be super harsh and critique ourselves on film, and not let any of these issues go look past any of the issues. We got to watch it, critique, and put it to bed, so then we're ready for next week.
And for Jacob, what was ultimately the difference in staying on schedule in the early bits where you guys were gaining momentum on that 20-0 run versus some of the other times where you were slower? What was ultimately the difference versus starting fast and then eventually running into some roadblocks?
Sorry, what is the question again?
What was ultimately the difference in sometimes staying on schedule on offense versus the other times where you guys ran into roadblocks?
I think just the biggest difference is when we have sacks and penalties and drop balls, those are things that we cannot have as an offense, and then vice versa. When we're not doing those things, you see that we move the ball down the field. We could have a long drive moving the ball down the field, or we could go down the field just like that, how we did towards the end of the fourth quarter there. We have a lot of potential, and I keep saying that, but I would think that's just the main difference. I feel like nobody can really stop us. We stop ourselves a lot of the time as an offense.
All right, Jeff, go ahead. Jeff, go ahead.
Sorry, Sorry about that. Jacob, this has to be a disheartening loss. You guys had opportunities to win and couldn't finish it. What do you think the team's response will be heading into next week with a nationally ranked Virginia team coming to town? You could have clinched bowl eligibility, obviously, tonight. A lot of other things on the table, and now you kind of have to reshuffle a bit.
I think there's still a lot of season left, and I think we're going to go back to the drawing board. We're really going to work on our discipline this week and, being tougher as a team. And I think a lot of people are still really motivated. We're not losing the team or anything like that. A lot of people are motivated and wanted to win. And so, you see it. You see it in the locker room. You see it as in the culture of our team. And so I think we're going to go back and get ready for Virginia.
How disappointing was that, those first two offensive series where you just couldn't get anything going?
Very disappointing. Going 3 and out and then having Virginia Tech score on both of those drives. We start off slow. We can't start off slow. And so, we were able to bounce back and later in the second quarter and the end of the first, but we can't start off slow like that. We got to be a team that starts off fast and then not only that, but finishes in the second half.